Hey everyone, good evening. Welcome to the NASA World. I'm Khabzan Mohapi. Of course, we'll start with the board of Al-Nassr, and then, of course, before we go there, um, another issue. It's not an issue; it's a draw of the Kings Cup. And then, before I continue, let me pose this question: Do you think Al-Nassr um, must sign players? If in which position, of course? Um, then let's start right here with the Kings Cup. The draw was today. Al Nassr, I said yesterday, I will wish Al Khulud. And then, of course, that's what happened. Al Nassr will face Al Khulud. Is it Al Khulud or Al Oktut? Is it Al Khulud or Al Oktut? But I will confirm. But Al Hilal will go will will Al Hilal will go against Al Hazim. But I want to just open it here so that I can be sure with these fixtures. Um, of course, I remember almost all of this. I think two teams which from the Saudi. I think one of those is Al Etifak out. Al Jubil against Al Ittihad, of course. But I just want to go with that. But before, I can tell you if really Al Hilal is looking for Gabriel Martinelli from Arsenal. But again, Watkins again for Aston Villa. I don't know which player. I ask, is it Karim Benzema leaving or not yesterday? But when you look, we are not moving anyone, and if we are not moving anyone, therefore we are not going to buy any foreign player, because if you are not moving anyone, if you sign a foreign player, of course it's gonna be a problem. So when it comes to the signing, um, based on foreign players, we are not going to be able to do that. We can only sign the young players. Um, there will be a space for young players under 20, two players, and there will be a space for the Saudi Arabian players. This will be a space, only the space for these players if you sign. And I don't think we need much. I think we only need a left winger, and then we need to add a midfielder, and then we need to add a right back. I think we'll be fine. Because we are playing Bushal there, but Sultan, if is injured, is out, ACL, and then if you don't know if he will be out for long, if it happens that he goes out for about four, I mean 3 weeks, 4 weeks, we're going to have a lot of games. I mean, we only here we're going to play against Al Riyadh tomorrow. After Al Riyadh, Al Etifak. After Al Etifak, on Friday, Al Tawoun. After that, that's where maybe we're going to have a space in between, and in that space in between, that's and then you're going to play um uh, you are preparing for Al Ittihad. And when you look preparing for Al Ittihad, you are now again preparing for the AFC Champions League Elite, which I think our opponents are very strong. You are starting with Al Ain. After that, you can go out you can come in at home, accepting a team from Uzbekistan after out against Al Shabab Al Ali, in against a Qatar team, I think Al Sadd, and then after that out again, um, Al Wasl, and after that in. So it's, but when you look the opponents which we're going to rotate with are here, which you're going to face. They're going to be very, very tough. So you need at least three right backs which are capable to play. And of course, while you're waiting for Sultan, you can just sign one. Being a young player or being an older player, therefore it's gonna be Bushal and Sultan Al Khanam in the position, but you can add another player there who can play there as your right back. Only if we are not going to sign we're going to re-sign our right back. He's 33, but for now, I think we need a young right back, who can come into that position because already Sultan Al Khanam is 32, so you need a right back. A full back will be just like Bushal, run, you know, the pace, who can stand against in this high intensity. So that's how I think that's how I think this things is they gonna. So I just want to confirm this couple of things. To confirm this thing of the King's Cup and our journey from here of the King's Cup will be at home, winning this game, then we are going to the round of eight. I can see us easily going to the round of four and easily going to the final. Of course, the way they are, I mean, they avoided, they had, make sure that this couple of player teams like Al Hilal, Al Ittihad, they don't meet here in the semi-final. So this avoidance of Al Hilal, Al Nassr, therefore, some in you can think on the semi-finals is gonna be Al Hilal maybe against Al Ittihad, Al Hilal, Al Nassr, but Al Qadsiya, because I think one of the toughest opponents is gonna be Al Qadsiya. It's gonna be. So this Kings Cup is gonna play on the 19th of October. Are they strong? So So I think this game of Al Ahly, I think is gonna be easier. Al Oroba, Al Oktut, I think that one is to the battle of the relegated teams. They're going to be, but Al Oroba relegated, was this last season? Damak? No, 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 a season before. A season before. It was Al Najm. Al Najm lost 3-0 against Al Ittihad, and then you go there, it's gonna be Al Ittihad, and it's gonna be against Jubilee. I think it's gonna be again another easy game for and I think Al Tawoun, of course, against Al Wada, I think it's gonna be another game which Al Tawoun can pass that round easily. I think it can be easy. They will be at home. They must win this game. Al Nassr, of course, against Al Kholoud. I think it must be an easy game for us um, to go through. But remember, these are the finalists of 2025-2026 AF Kings Cup against Al Hilal. They lost only 2-1 against. If I remember, was it 2-1 or 3-1? 2-1. They scored first in that game. And then they came back 1-1 Al Hilal. And I think it was 2-1. Yes, I think it was 2-1. So, so, Al Qadsiya, which I think is going to be one of the toughest matches of this thing, of this competition. Yeah, I think the one of the toughest game of this is gonna be Al Qadsiya against Neo Messi. I think it's gonna be very tough. This is going to be one of the toughest match of this round of 16, including Al Aroba and Al Oktut. I think it's gonna be because they are on. But when you look at this one, Al Qadsiya Neo Messi, it's gonna be very tough. Neo Messi won 3-1 against Al Faisali, and then Al Qadsiya won 0-5. So I think this is going to be a very, very tough match for this two game for one of these 8 games. This is going to be the toughest game. So it's going to be in that way, and I think Al Ahly will go through. You expect Al Hilal to go through because they will be at home against Al Hazim. You think they will go through. Al Tawoun, of course, I expect them to go through, and then Al Nas, of course, they will be at home. It's not going to be easy because they are playing against this a team which is playing in the Saudi Pro League, but it must be a win. Al Ittihad, I don't know with Al Ittihad, but you expect them just to go through here. And then the last 8 is only going to be the team. So, of course, Al Riyadh is playing against something, I'm not sure. Let me check the Al Riyadh before before we continue, we go to the next story. But let me check firstly. Al Riyadh. Okay. Riyadh is facing Al Fayya. Is gonna be the. This is one of the toughest. So you can say almost three of these matches are going to be very tough, and others maybe they can easily win their games. But Riyadh against Al Fayya is gonna be another tough match um, of this competition in round of 16. So that's it. Of course, this game of Al Kholoud, are we going to play our best team? Of course, we're going to do that, and I think here Christian is going to play. Um, yeah, I think Christian is going to play here, and and then we're going to find this thing, the game everywhere. So before I go there, let me check. Let me just go straight and firstly see if maybe I'm concentrating here and then you are saying something and it's just going to. We need to. Al Nassr needs to at least get two signings before the end of this thing. They need to get those two signings because um, these games, man, are not just they are not normal. This season, most of our games are not normal, man. We started with Al Daria. Now we are going straight to Al Kholoud. You can just predict this thing. After Al Kholoud, and it's better. I wanted at least Al Kholoud or Al Hazim, maybe. But but I never thought Al Itifak was knocked out by the second tier division, second team. Um, the team which was playing from the second division. So I never thought. I thought maybe we must avoid Al Etifak, avoid Shabab, avoid. Of course, they are not going to give us Al Ahli and Al Hilal, but not Al Ittihad like last season in this early stage of the Kings Cup. So exactly, we got Al Kholoud. So beat Al Kholoud and go all the way and meet wherever. Now you will know they will put Al Hilal Al Ahli on the other side. We'll go, I think, will Al Etihad. Maybe they will give us Al Qadsiya on this early stage. We'll get Al Qadsiya. It's going to be a very tough match. So you understand how these games are going to. It's going to be a long, long season for the players. After you play this thing, you're going to start with Al Ali in the Kings in the AFC Champions League Elite. Still, you're going to play Al Etifak in this. You're going to get maybe an easy match against Abba. After that, most of the matches now, even Al Daria is now signing Darwin Nunes. Therefore, Al Daria is going to be a tough opponent for Al Nassr. You can't take it easy if Al, they have Darwin Nunes. And so it's not going to be an easy walk. So it's going to be a long, 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 long season for Al Nassr and its players. So so let me do this. Yeah, let's then continue with the story of. Don't forget, the Minister of Sports in Saudi decided to dissolve this thing. The boards of the following teams: Al-Nassr, Al Hilal, Al Ahli, and Al Ittihad. Um, and then, of course, they are preparing for uh, the investments on this private investment on these four teams of Al Ahli, Al Hilal, Al Nassr, and Al Etihad. Last time they said Al Ahli is going to remain under the PIF, which is going to be the only team which is going to be controlled by the PIF. Maybe because I saw someone said Niomesi is part of this PIF. If he's part, maybe they want to Niom to be remain as the only team under the PIF. I don't know, but of course they're going to move them under the out of the public investment fund. And now with that, Al Nas, of course, is a big team. They will decide this thing very very smart. They have to do that. You expect that even if they're going to do that, but still they're going to remain with the CEO from now until next the end of the season. They're going to remain with uh, Simao Coutinho, sporting director, from now until the end of 2027 season, 2026-2027, which is next year, June. And maybe if they're going to have a new CEO, it's gonna be next season. He has been an acting CEO. I don't know if it's official now. A permanent occupation for him is a permanent CEO or is still acting. Uh, uh, Jose Samito. So you are not so sure if still, but it's a decision. It's the decision which was taken in 2024 2025, signing I think they came with improvement. I think they signed relevant players. Before then we signed um, Angelo and Wesley. But then they came in, they came with Joao, they came with Kingsley Coman, they came with Inigo Martinez, and then they came with Joao, with Nada Al Sharari. They went and signed Fahad Al Nazar. They came and signed Abdullah Al Hamdan. I think I think their movement since they came in, Simao Coutinho and Samito, I think the improvement you can see they came with real quality players which can compete for Al Nassr. And not only that, this season already they then signed Samu Costa. I mean, their signings shows, and they need every time when they sign a player, is this player which is going to contribute not only But again, a young player, which at least they can give 3 years, 2 years, 5 years, just like Joao, they gave him two. Now they are on this talks to, of course, renew his contract. So you'll understand. I think they came with a lot of improvement compared to 2020, 2025, 2023, 2024, and the season of 2024, 2025. They came in 2025, 2026, and already they won the league. They went to the final of the AFC Champions League um, two, and then you realize this season already they are here to win the league. And you can think they are not only going to win the league, they want to win the King's Cup by investing last season on the young players, but the young players on the highest level, which can compete with Al Hilal. And I think they will still stay with the new board. I think they will still stay. I don't think they will move them out. I don't think so. It's not going to be easy. Um, so so let's start here. The heading Al-Nassr um, extends current boss term by 90 days, meaning by 3 months. You can say if you count, and then this thing, let's say it happened yesterday. Yesterday it was today is Wednesday. Yesterday it was Tuesday. No, today is Thursday. Yesterday was meaning yesterday was the 19th. So if we take today, let's take today. It's the 28th of September, 28th of October, and 28th of August, 20th, the 20th of September, 20th of October, and 20th of November. So that's how this thing is going to. Um, Al Nassr has announced the extension of the current board uh, of the clubs and company uh, for an additional 90 days following the Ministry of Sports in the decision regarding the completion of the procedures transferring the ownership of non-profit institutions, right? The decision came after the ownership of the non-profit organization at Al Nassr was transferred to the Public Investment Fund, the PIF, coinciding with the dissolution of the organization board as part of the new measures. Al Nassr has confirmed that the extensions of the board's term, effective from July 17th, Monday, 2026, show the continuity of operations and management of the club during the transitional phase. The company stated this step is part of the investment and privatization project for sports clubs, right? Which aims to enhance the attractive of the clubs and open the wider avenues for the investments and the developments of the sports sector. The board of the directors and continue to monitor the files related to the clubs, of course, during the extensions period. So when you look at this thing, um, let's say Al-Nassr has stressed its delegation uh, during the club's operation and frameworks which guarantee the continued implementation of the plans and the program set for the upcoming period. The club's management has confirmed that will announce the development anything and the decisions on due times while committing to transparency and accurate information to Al-Nassr fans, of course, and all concerned parties. So you look at this thing and then you understand that Al-Nassr, they will want this thing to be swift. They want this thing to be done, and this thing will help, of course, because you expect one company which wants to invest on this take over Al-Nassr on 75% is from Saudi, but they will come with finance, of course, they will come with all the investment, but then that is why I'm saying moving these four clubs out of the PIF will then open the discussion between these investors and the Saudi Football Federation for these 8 foreign players. I don't think they will come in and agree with the 8 foreign players. And I understand, but I still say there is no proof and facts on if you have 8 foreign players in your league, therefore your national team will develop. I don't think that's true. I don't think it works anyway. I don't think if you have the money, instead of developing the league so that everyone can have chances, I think it must be a ground rules level. You must start your football in your grounds, in your schools. You must start it right there, having the Sunday leagues like everywhere else where the successful national teams are. You have your all Tercera division like in Spain, all your amateurs, all your German amateurs in Germany, all of this thing in the and a competitive second division, competitive championship, competitive Serie B. You know, all of these successful national teams, they are investing on grassroots level and, of course, accommodating all their league, making sure that they add more foreign players, meaning they can buy experienced players, talent, which these players of the nation will come and compete against. And that automatically develop your national team, because now you have your players who are playing in a highest level, even if they are competing with this players like in Spain with the players of Real Madrid, the players of Barcelona, the players everywhere. But I think they will come in and try to question this thing. I said it yesterday that if I think one, for me, they have to add this thing to 12 teams. I think 12 teams can be, it's reasonable. Not 12 teams, 12 players, 12 foreign players. You add 12 foreign players and 2, 3, 4 young players, which all in all, it can be 16 or 15. I think it can be reasonable in that way, right? And then you can even make it up to 16, including young players. And then after that, then you manage, because I know some of the coaches which you hire a coach from Europe will wants to depend and rely on the players which, with European experience only. So you manage that. You say, I'm playing 9 players, I'm giving you 15. You can sign up to 15 players, but you only play on your game, you only play 9, and then you only feature 8 on the pitch and 1 or 2 on the bench. So that thing automatically opens 3 spots for a Saudi Arabian national, and automatically gives you a lot chunk of um, your the Saudi Arabian players on the bench. I think it's reasonable that way. But of course, I agree with everything here. So Al Nassr, of course, soon they're going to be part of this. Um, they're going to be part of this, a new management, actually new ownership. They're going to have new ownership, but not only Al Nassr. I think Al Hilal already are there. There's an owner with 75%. I think already came last season in. So Al Hilal, I think is just going to be a transfer of papers, but already I think they've started this thing. And then for Al Nassr and Al Ittihad and Al Ahly, I don't know if Al Ahly, but I think Al Nassr, of course, they will have their own owners soon. They want this to be a smooth transition. Of course, it must be a smooth transition, because if for you to, I mean, to recognize how, as an as a incoming owner, to realize how good is your CEO and all of these people, see this season, but 3 months, I think it will be enough. But I don't think they will change Simao Coutinho, and I don't think they will change Jose Samido. I think they will continue with them, because what they did last season and this season already with a small budget, I think they have done well, and I think they are good in negotiations. I think they went for Kingsley Coman. I mean, with that amount of money, they will talk about wages, but they then went there and get him. They did the same thing with Samu Costa, and then they did the same thing with Joao. I think last time, I think 2023, 2024 to 2025, I think mistakes, happen there, and these ones, they've tried by all means to just correct those mistakes going forward. I think I'm done. I think I'm done. Um, I think we can then, let me see, but I think we can end somewhere. Maybe I can say 5 minutes from now, and I will end this. I think we'll end this thing. But of course, let's expect that Al Nassr next season. One thing which, after doing this thing, dissolving, doing this thing, making the transition, making all these things, I think one thing which is going to be very, very important for me next season is how are we going to start our preseason, and which teams. We don't want the B lines and all of these things. They must try by all means, Al Nassr, to give us the better opponents of next season. And going forward, um, if we continue with this 8 foreign players, there's nothing we can do. We can say uh, we need so much or so many players, but you can't get them anyway because you you have to sign only 8 foreign players. So you are saying you have to allow maybe money to leave. I don't think Kingsley will leave. We still have 2028. We'll continue again 2027, 2028. And I believe they must give Kingsley Coman another contract, maybe two. Um, Extend with two. But again, when you look, Joao is not going to leave. There's going to be a new extension that is going to end around 28, and they're going to protect themselves with one extension, which is 2030. Sam Costa will be there until 2030, and I think they're going to have to negotiate that in 2029 to extend that contract. So when you look, when it comes to this, the only gap here can be Cristiano. If Cristiano leaves this season, that's where we're going to go for a striker. That's where we're going to go for a striker. But um, if Cristiano will maybe continue from again 2027, 2028, I think we'll continue the same. I think one thing which they have to do next season is to go again and get players which are playing as the Saudi nationals, um, two midfielders, two wingers, um, one, two, three maybe, and then they can get the youngsters. I think that's the only way. But if you look at this, and then one thing which I think if we continue with Bento and Bento behave and play well this season, I think there's nothing they're going to do next season. I think we're still going to continue with Bento. And remember, Bento is going 26, is growing slowly, Bento. So while he's growing, if we don't move him, he's getting on his prime. And I think he will develop from here. I want to see him this season, Bendo. But I think if he continues this way, Bendo, we'll continue with him. Um, we are not going to move him next season. If we win the league with him, wins the Kings Cup, wins the AFC Champions League Elite with Bendo, we are not going to move him. Absolutely. Therefore, next season still we are not going to move. We are not going to go for a goalkeeper. And he's still young, Bento. He's still young. He's still young. So if he plays well this season, we'll still going to continue with him next season. So unless if Mane next season says, I want to leave, I played, I've won everything with you, then I will leave. And then that's where you're going to, maybe the little space will be open right there. But again, Angelo is growing. Once game time, oh, really, the Saudi Football Federation must look at this thing. I think they must look. And Wesley will be back. Don't forget, Wesley will be back. So you still have Wesley again, right? You still have Wesley again, um, as um, as your as your another young player. He won against Cruzeiro, won against Corinthians. But if and then you'll have Wesley, of course, John Duran. John Duran. I expect John Duran to stay at Benfica. So it's done. John Duran, I think, will stay at Benfica, and then now will then. And then Wesley, I don't know if we're going to keep Wesley, but I still believe that we want to actually we want to make sure that his value increases from this amount to something else like 30 million euros to 40 million euros, because I don't think with his current performance, especially the performance at Real Sociedad last season, I don't think Wesley can be 30 million euros. I don't think so. I don't think can be 30, can be, I don't think so. I think we'll still have to, there must be a work there, done on him before he moves from the 30 from 20. I think it can still be 20 to 30, and then we can maybe try to move him up to 35 million euros, and I think it's gonna be enough for Al-Nassr. They will still make profit out of it and then move him. But Angelo, I think Angelo is an asset. Borussia Dortmund, of course, the rumors, and then ended right there on Monday. I think was it Monday where the breaking news that Borussia Dortmund is looking for Angelo. I think someone, man, the journalists sometimes they wake up early and in the morning and say Darwin Nunes, Transfer is looking for Darwin Nunes, and they said a deal agreed with Darwin Nunes, and they said that Darwin Nunes is flying for medical. I mean, the whole debacle, and only to at the end of the day, Darwin Nunes is signing with Al Daria. Never spoke to Transfer. So you see, if they said there's a link Darwin Nunes and Transfer, you understand. But then when they say deal agreed, he's going to he's going straight to this. He's going to join Mohamed Salah. And then at the end of the day, this thing moves like this. You become confused with this thing. So with this one of Angelo, I will still wait for maybe Al Radia, maybe Al Radia. If not, and then I will still wait for Fabrizio Romano to say something on it, because or Lopez, Vega Lopez, was the journalist who break the news of Laporte and others, or the Spanish radio, that Spanish radio. But because this is not you got nothing to do with Spain, like La Liga, so you don't expect them. You'll wait for the Brazilian newspaper, the news articles and journalists to say anything. But come on, they reported how many players. But Nicole reported Wesley, and of course Wesley went to Cruzeiro, and they reported firstly. So when it comes to Angelo, I think you can rely on Brazilian news. If they say he's going to leave Brazilian media, then you can start to think Angelo maybe will leave to Borussia Dortmund. But up to so far, I think Angelo is not going anywhere. But no to Angelo. I think he's an asset. I think before you say he's an asset, I think he's a prospect. I think for day one when they bought this Angelo, Wesley, and Bento, they bought them as a prospects. So of course they will go like that to grow inside the team and become an investment. You buy this player with 19 million pounds, you sell this player somewhere around 4 years after, with around 35, 45, 50, 60, easily to 80 million euros if really the development is there. So with Angelo, they said Borussia Dortmund is going for 30 million. They want him with 30 million. I don't think Angelo worth 30 million. I think it's over 30 million euros. That is why they are coming with 30 million if really the story is true. But I don't think Angelo worth that amount of money. I think he worth a little bit higher. Um, I think this is less to the value of Angelo. So you understand. That is why I think that is why I thought maybe they're going to put Wesley on loan with options to buy, but they decided no, we're not going to do that. We're going to put him on loan. That is why I'm saying they look them as a prospects. So they look there and say no. Um, he can go improve his value, and then maybe at the end of this season we can easily sell him with about 30 or 40 million euros. I don't think He can be that amount of money now, but I think at the end of the season, Wesley, if is playing, he will be on that amount of money. If he will settle, be at home, he will settle. Let's see. Um, but for the other guy, Angelo, no, I think we are not going to sell him now. I think we're still going to continue with him, but next season, that's where maybe on next 2028 we can still sell Angelo 2029 after the Club World Cup, with more than this 40 and 45, maybe about 50, 60. He's still going to be around 26, Angelo, by that time. Yes, because Angelo, I think, is 22. Is going 23. If not 23, so 24, 25. Is still going to be 26 by that time. So, yes, we can wait for that. Uh, I don't. I wonder if they are frustrating or they are frustrated or not, the owners of the CEOs and the sporting directors of Al-Nassr. I wonder if they are. I wonder because you can tell me. You can tell here if you are staying there. Al Hilal is signing the first player, which is Somerville, linked to Gabriel, linked to Ali Watkins. And it seems like they're going to buy these three players. One of them, I don't know, is it one of them, all of them? You know with Al Hilal, I mean, anything can happen. They can buy three of them, and then Patroneto. And when you look at this, that is why I said the Saudi league is now a different kind of league now. These players, young players, I mean, they can easily move to to Al to Saudi Arabia easily. I mean, they are 25, they are 24. These players. That is why I'm saying this is in the. I mean, those who rank these leagues, they must move Al Hilal somewhere on top eight at least. But I still believe they must move them close into top seven. Um, because if you don't move them there, you must tell me if the Belgium league is better than the Saudi league, and of course, I mean, let us be realistic. There's no competition there. Um, so if they can just move them into that bracket of either top eight or top seven for now, maybe, and they'll see next season. But one thing which it must happen is Al Ahly playing better intercontinental in that competition of intercontinental. They must play better to show the quality um, this season. They must play better in that intercontinental competition. Al Hilal went to the Club World Cup and represent the Saudi League very well. So Al Ahly must do the thing. This is their second year. They must be comfortable now in a row, going to the Intercontinental. With PSG, of course, it's going to be second in a row. So to go and compete this time, others, it's going to be them. I don't know, but Mamelodi Sundowns will be there. So it's going to be PSG, Al Ahly, and Mamelodi Sundowns is going to be there. I think I will end here. I think guys, that's it. We I'm going to soon stop this thing here. Let me just let me just let me just do this thing, and I will really stop everything here. Tomorrow we are playing against Al Riyadh, another Riyadh derby. Al Riyadh versus Al-Nassr. We need to win that game. We need to win that game. So I think we will end here, and see each other tomorrow, because Al Riyadh 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock in Saudi, of course. So it's gonna be early somewhere, but we'll finish this thing. We'll do this thing tomorrow. Hope we're going to do the countdown, and after the countdown we're going to do the game, and then we make a video of a reaction, and then it's going to be the end of tomorrow, and then after that we'll wait, and then against Al Etifek on Tuesday. But of course on Sunday we're going to do the preview, which is going to be released Monday morning. No, Sunday morning. Is it Sunday morning? Yes. No. What? Yes, Tuesday, Monday morning. Of course, Monday morning. Right. Not Tuesday, Monday morning. Sunday, Monday morning. And then don't forget to subscribe, like this video, push your notification every time on this show of 8 o'clock. We will be the first one to know, to be reminded that we are here. And then see you on the next one. Bye.